Hello, I'm Pontea, and you're on the Inside Noise Show. I'm about to play a song for you, so stay tuned.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, beautiful world of the world.
Welcome back. It's another week of the Inside Noise Show, and Judith Brick is filling in.
Yes.
Hey, girl.
Hello, happy to be here as always. I always have so much fun here with you guys and our Inside Noisers.
And Monica's off doing something, something, making waves, doing Monica. So she'll be back next week. I think next week. She'll be back next week, but not the following. I don't know.
Yeah.
You'll see her. Don't worry.
We'll see her.
She's
coming back.
Yeah, it's a little cool here still in California, which I've been loving. We're on like week number 2 of cool weather.
Like a little taste of winter, not full winter, but just like a little tidbit of what winter is like in actual wintry places.
A couple times the grass had frozen dew on it. It wasn't quite frost level, but it was definitely frozen dew.
Yeah, it was like, hey, here's just a little, Jack Frost, he just came by and he blew us a kiss.
Yes.
He didn't stick around, he was just like, hey, baby.
Yep, but it was good.
Yeah.
We liked it, and we're loving it. So we always like to start the show with our favorite things. Do you want me to go first? Do you want to go first?
Yeah, tell me about your favorite things. What's going on?
Okay, guys, so my favorite thing this week is that the Inside Noise Show is now on iTunes.
Yay! Oh, that's so exciting!
Yay! So if you guys are on the go, and maybe you started the video and you gotta jump in the car or whatever, and as we know, you should not stream video while you drive.
Nope, very dangerous.
People who did that, so don't do that.
Don't do it.
So if you're jumping in the car to go, you can just grab us on iTunes.
That's so exciting.
And if you guys could subscribe and rate us, that would be awesome because, as you know, it boosts us up in the iTunes. So we're in the iTunes podcast section.
Subscribe, rate, review. You can take us with you in your pocket anywhere.
Yeah.
I love it. Little Judith Brooke and little Chrissy, little Monica in your pocket.
Yep, we're right there. Keep
doing dances. Yep, we're here for you.
So grab us on iTunes. Yeah. So what's your favorite thing this week?
My favorite thing this week is a little selfish, but today is the start of my birthday month.
Yay! Are you an Aries?
No, I'm a Pisces.
Oh, you're a Pisces.
I'm a Pisces, and I'm all about my birthday. So I'm really excited to start celebrating and, hang out with friends, and I use it as an excuse to hang out with people that I love that I don't get to see very often. I'm being blinded by the sunshine right now. I'm so sorry.
Guys,
I'm making squinty faces because even in Southern California on a wintry day, it is bright as all get out in here.
Yeah, it is. So do you have any, a particular plan? I'm definitely doing this with my friends?
Yes.
What?
Well, there's always karaoke involved.
True.
You know me, Chrissy Carpenter.
Love karaoke.
Yes, so there's definitely karaoke that's going to be happening. Going to go out to lunch with friends. I have a little getaway planned.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm excited. We get to start celebrating today.
That's amazing.
Yep.
I've always wondered, I'm one of those people who are really averse to celebrating my birthday, and I've thought about what would that be if I wasn't, but I don't know. We'll see as I age how that goes.
Well, maybe this is the year to find out.
Maybe. Well, I already had my birthday this year, but that's fine. See, nobody knew because I don't tell anybody.
But you have a half birthday coming up. Maybe you make your half birthday.
Maybe. I don't know. I can't do it.
To test the waters.
I can't do it.
I don't know. I think you should try a little bit. I think you should try. Just let me know and I will help. I love it.
All right, so let's see what's going on in the world today. There's always a lot of stuff, and we kind of pick and choose as we like. Do you want to go first?
Sure.
Okay, perfect.
So as we all know, there is craziness happening. We had the school shooting in Parkland, Florida recently. And one thing I wanted to applaud, a lot of companies are clapping back against the NRA, the National Rifle Association, and saying we're taking away discounts for your members. So applauds to them for standing up for what they believe in and listening to customers who are like, hey, we're not about this, and if you want our money, you need to...
not be about it as well.
Exactly. So a little applause for the following companies. The First National Bank of Omaha.
Yeah.
We have Delta Airlines.
Which is a big one.
That is a big one. Also United Airlines.
Big one as well.
Yeah, well, they got other stuff going on. But good job, United Airlines. Did something
right. The
right.
Governor George is really pissed about that, but we'll get into that another day.
Allied Van Lines, North American Van Lines, a lot of rental car companies. Avis Budgets Group, Hertz, which owns a lot of the smaller companies. Alamo Enterprise National. We've got Starkey Hearing Technologies, which does like hearing aids and stuff like that. insurance companies. The list goes on and on of people who are finally cutting ties with the NRA and saying no more discounts for your members.
I always thought it was interesting that insurance companies to begin with would be pro-gun. It's like, doesn't that kind of work against
That's very true.
what your companies, but whatever,
That's very true.
I suppose.
I had no idea that so many like rental car companies
We're all like, hey, oh my God, rent a car. Yeah, they go hand in hand.
So random.
So yes, I am not embarrassed or ashamed to say that I am all about gun control. So
Yes.
hey,
Round of applause to those companies for sticking up for what they believe in.
true. Okay, let's get into some more things
What do you
around
got?
the
What's
world.
going on in your side of the world?
So we're just gonna dip our toe back into the Me Too movement right now, which is an ongoing movement anyways, but I want to dip my toe in right now because there's a comedian out of New York City named Lauren Mall. And Lauren Mall said, you know what, I feel like she had things to express about specifically comedians who were not really forthcoming with their apologies. Who were more kind of like, yeah, okay, I did do that, but didn't bother to apologize, and they only said that after teeth were being pulled. Specifically Louis C.K.
Louis.
And you know, he did say these stories are true, but he actually did never say I'm sorry.
I didn't realize that.
He never actually said I'm sorry. He just said, yep, these stories are true. Never said he was sorry. Some other people didn't really say they were sorry, like Matt Lauer, Kevin Spacey, right? These are all people who haven't really said I'm sorry. And so her take is, you know what, and this is another misnomer for women, she says a lot of people don't listen to angry women, which is effed up, and that is true. Angry women immediately are called a bitch, and nobody wants to listen.
Or hysterical, or
Exactly.
overreacting.
Which really ties into the whole unfair treatment with women anyway. So, go to Lauren, she's on top of it, she's like, you know what, I'm going to fight back in a clever and creative manner. So,
what'd she do?
She decided to make a stop motion music video and a song, and the lyrics of the song are all from Louis C.K.'s quote-unquote apology. Okay?
Oh, wow.
And she didn't misquote anything. They're literally the words that came out of his mouth. And certain things she put as the chorus that seemed extremely ridiculous. For example, he said, I never showed a woman my dick without asking first. As if that makes it okay. So, that's the chorus of the song. And she does it with these characters that have like been cut out or clay and out of magazines. And they're these great music videos. And she said, you know what? And not just Lucy Kay, she's doing a whole album, okay?
That's amazing.
She's doing an entire album, and there's going to be a set of songs that are for men who haven't really taken ownership at all. And she's using their likeness so she doesn't get in trouble. So there's the likeness of Harvey Weinstein, the likeness of Russell Simmons, the likeness of Mario Batali. These are the men who have yet to apologize song. So she's doing an entire album, and it's going to be released on March 9th. She'll also be performing the album live in New York City on that day. And what's really awesome is any proceeds for the album are going to be donated to the Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network. And this is it's a national nonprofit that's dedicated to preventing sexual assault and helping survivors.
That's amazing.
It's so amazing, and these videos are very clever. And it shows the ludicrousy of these statements that these men are making. You're like, really? You just listen to the chorus. Never showed a woman a dick without my permission. And you're like, what? So why is that even okay?
So she's holding a mirror up to this ridiculous behavior and using laughter to kind of shine a light on these crazy things that people don't want to talk about.
And she's doing it in a way where people will be really receptive as opposed to saying hysterical women.
Yeah.
And in a clever way, if you we've read a ton of articles, and this is something that's visual, so it's nice. So Lauren, we've got your back, girl.
Yes.
Way to go. If I lived in New York City, I would totally come to that show.
Can't wait to hear the album.
Might have to get the album.
Yeah.
So way to go, Lauren.
What's the album called, by the way? Do we know?
It's going to be called Apologies for Men.
Great.
Apologies for Men. So just Google Apologies for Men by Lauren Mall. March 9th is coming to you.
I'm sure it'll be the only thing that pops up.
Right. And she does have the one video with Louis C.K. out already. She's working on the music videos for some other people, but that one is out. You can check it out now.
I can't wait to hear if these men respond to, because it's their own words. It's not her words. It's their words, right? So what are they going to say when that mirror is held up and it's like, did I actually say that? Did I?
And set to this ridiculous cartoon that makes me know what a buffoon I am.
Yeah. Buffoonery. I love it.
So go, Lauren, go. Okay, so we've got one more thing that's like totally ridiculous. It doesn't mean anything that we just thought we'd talk about for fun. So who doesn't love Barbra Streisand?
Barbara.
Oh, Barbara. Well, Barbara, she has a dog that was very beloved to her, and her dog's Samantha. And Samantha, I don't even know what kind of dog this is, but it's like coton de Tulier.
It's a little
white,
floofball.
Little white fluffy thing, clearly hails from France.
Looks like a cloud.
And Samantha was ill. She wasn't doing well. And Babs decided to take swabs of the DNA inside Samantha's mouth, and she had 2 clones made out of her dog.
Not one, folks.
No.
Not one, but 2 clones.
2 clones
of your dog.
And she dressed, so she could tell them apart because they looked identical because they were clones. She would dress one in a red scarf and one in a purple scarf.
Oh my gosh.
So the one in the red scarf is now named Miss Scarlet. The one in the purple scarf is Miss Violet.
Of course.
And
so fabulous.
I know! And she said they look just like Samantha, but they don't have the exact same personality. And that is true with cloning. There's no guarantee on the personality. It's just really the physical features. And she said she's waiting to see as they get older if they'll kind of adopt some of Samantha's serious ways. But that kind of makes me go like, how do you feel?
Can you
Would
imagine?
you clone? Because I have a dog, you have a dog, and we love our dogs.
Yeah.
Would you clone your dog?
No.
You wouldn't.
I wouldn't clone my dog because I feel like it would. Okay, first of all, there are so many dogs out there that need to be loved and rescued without
this is true.
creating a new one from scratch. But also, I don't feel like it would do justice to my dog's memory because this new dog is going to have new experiences. It's not going to be the same. He's just going to look the same. So I'd rather remember my dog. He's still, okay, I don't want to get too sad. He's still alive. He's totally fine. He's only 4. But I would rather, have the memories as he is, and then if and when I decide to get a new dog, like rescue someone who really needs love rather than making a dog out of science. What about you?
Well, at first I was like, of course I would. I love my dog so much. But it's true, you have no idea if their personality is going to be the same.
Yeah.
And I think you make a good point. There's so many dogs out there to be rescued, and I really am an advocate for rescuing.
Yeah.
So maybe I would rescue.
Can you imagine, though, being in that mindset and just having the money, the ability to be like
Clone your
it's
dog.
just a whim you get one day, like, what if I cloned you? And then you just do it. Not once, but twice. Because one clone's not enough.
You must have 2.
What would Samantha think?
Sam
passed away,
Sam has now passed away.
What would she think of these new dogs? Would she just be really confused? Like, you look like me and you smell like me, but you're...
This is a good point. Well, I did once read a story about a man who had a pet bull. Almost like that movie Ferdinand.
A bull?
A bull. He had a pet bull.
Okay.
But it was such a gentle bull. It really just had, like, the spirit of a dog.
Yeah.
Such a gentle bull. He loved the bull. The bull loved him. He had the bull cloned, and the other bull, he said, had not the same temperament, was very angry, was very aggressive, and he said it made him so sad because he would go and see the bull, and he wasn't like his old bull, and he wished he hadn't done it because now he had this bull with such an aggressive mentality, and it was like, I shouldn't.
Well, the bull probably was angry because it's like, you're trying to make me this thing I'm not.
Right? I am not Ferdinand.
That's crazy.
It's the wave of the future, guys. It's coming, fast and furious.
All right, we got dogs, we got bulls. I'm sure they've done rats and mice and whatnot by now.
Organs are around the corner.
Yeah.
Or actually, they're already doing organs.
Yeah.
They're not even around the corner.
When is it our turn?
Oh, girl, that's gonna happen in a New York minute. Science is very close to be able to, this is gonna get dicey for some people, for being able to create a fetus totally in a petri dish. Like, no man, no woman needed. We can create that shit in a petri. I don't know. I mean, I think they just take the cells, obviously, but they don't.
Would you clone yourself?
No.
So you were all about it when it was your dog.
Yeah.
But when it comes to you, you're like, not about it.
I don't know, that'd be fucking weird because...
You'd be taking care of a baby you.
Oh, I see. I was thinking like if I was in the future and if there was a clone of me at my age.
Ready-made, like a new twin.
Right, like a twin, yeah. But that's even more weird if you cloned a baby you.
Yeah. I don't know how it works. I'm assuming it would have to grow.
Oh, well, if it was that way, a baby me, I might actually clone it. I think it would be interesting.
You could go back and heal all your childhood traumas.
Right?
By raising you the way you wanted me to be raised. Craziness.
And then you compare baby, you're like, I look just like you when I was your age. You're like, no shit, I'm your clone.
Don't get that haircut, trust me. It did not work out. It's not going to work out for you either.
No, don't dye your hair in middle school because that shit. I try to put in like, I let my friends put in brown highlights and they all just came out. I don't know. I don't remember if they were brown. I just remember it was black. There was like black in my hair. Maybe I intentionally did black. It looked very bad.
Oh God.
I was in 9th grade, guys. What are you gonna do? And so then I had to dye like my whole hair, all of it blonde. And so then the parts that were black were just like a lighter blonde. And it was so weird. And my hair was like strips of color. It's fine.
So in high school, I was blonde, and I decided I'm gonna do blue tips. Like,
oh,
I'm
cool.
I'm just gonna be cool. I'm just gonna do the tips
cool.
blue. But then I got too excited, and I did my whole head blue, Chrissy. My whole head. Yep.
What did the parental? What mom think about that?
Whatever. I think I don't even remember her reaction, so it couldn't have been that bad.
Oh, okay.
But and then it quickly faded to green, and I looked like I was swimming in chlorine. So.
And then did you regret it immediately?
No, I'm stubborn, so I was like, I'm gonna stick by this decision, and I'm just
I intended it to be this way.
I'm gonna rock it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So that happened. We all have our 9th grade
We do have our
stories.
9th grade hair stories. We'll take a really quick break, guys, and we'll be back in just a minute. Facebook, we love you. Thanks for tuning in as always.
Hi, Facebook.
Hi, guys. We're back.
Welcome back.
So we don't know what happened to Curry. He disappeared, lost his way.
He's figuring it out on his own
Hansel and
somewhere.
Gretel. We're not really sure. It's fine. It's fine. We're sure he's alive. Wait, we have a truck because we're live. Mixology 101, and that's what happens when you're live places. Trucks go by. Okay, we're good. So anyways, we're back with Jordan Taylor Wright. Welcome to the show, Jordan.
Thank you for having me, both of you. I really appreciate it.
I hate to admit it, but I like to be honest, so I'm going to admit it.
Yeah.
I was not cognizantly aware of your work until this week. And if you are not aware of his work, I really, 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 really encourage you to please check it out because it is beautiful.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Amazing stuff, guys.
And it's not just shot beautifully. It's the kind of work where you watch it and you become very introspective and you think about life and you're like, you know what? I just need to do my life differently. I need to get out there and experience things. So it's definitely one to make you think.
Thank you. Yeah. It's actually of this year I started to understand where it's coming from more. I studied psychology and film in school, so I always had an understanding or wanting to understand the thought process and the human thought process, but of this year it's more so removing the thought process and the state of meditating or just not coming from the mind body and allowing yourself just to channel and be more of a conduit for the creativity. So it's nice now when the art is being created, it's coming from more of a place of just oneness, which sounds like everyone always says, "Oh, we are all one," but it's something greater to that. You get to allow yourself to be a mirror, and then know every interaction you're having with another individual is a mirror reflection of yourself, and then hopefully the visuals speak to that. So even if at a cognizant level, when people are watching it, something you said, it touches something, it's more of a feeling, so when people are able to watch it, they go, wow, the world is really beautiful, or maybe your bedroom is really beautiful, or maybe every situation you're in is really beautiful, and you get to look at it from a different lens and a different perspective and allow that to be your reality, as opposed to a lot of times now with the abundance of social media and the things that people are consuming, they want to portray something that is other than themselves and is almost a facade of who they are, as opposed to just allowing each moment to be beautiful and allow that to be beautiful. So it's not the necessity of your sexual image to sell it, or being in a very beautiful location, although that's amazing to be able to travel and do that, but to understand that there is beauty in every situation, and then also just what the story is behind it. So yeah, that's why I'm excited about what we're currently doing right now, which is making films and writing books and narrative first, so that way people can digest that and then have that own understanding as well.
Yeah, so we're going to take it back a little bit before we get into your amazingly current things.
Yeah.
But when you kind of first started out in the business and started making your way, I would say this current mindset was not really your goal, or it wasn't what was driving you forward. And so how did you get from a lifestyle where you were a little bit more about, quote unquote, the celebrity lifestyle to this mindset where you're really like have a lot of awareness within yourself?
I think I was more, I was more driven from an excitement level, but not knowing where the excitement was coming from. So I studied film and psychology in school, and I knew that visual storytelling was what resonated the most with me, watching movies and making short videos. That was always a driving flame within me that wanted to be expressed. So regardless if I was making money doing it, I wanted to wake up every day and showcase that and allow that to come through me, because without it, I didn't feel myself. And then I got the easiest way for me to do that was through music, as most people I'm sure do when they hear music. It's an instant method of being teleported to whatever fantasy world you have within your imagination. And if it's a sad song, you allow that to be an expression of how you're feeling within that sadness. If it's a happy song, you allow yourself to picture what it is to be within that happiness. So for me, that didn't require any external narrative to it and speaking or anything. So I kind of got caught into making music videos, which was beautiful. And then I ended up working with Usher and touring with Usher, and then Justin Bieber, Calvin Harris, Jennifer Lopez, and it was a blessing of who I got to be able to create those visuals with, which was really amazing.
Yeah.
But then through that process, it was a beautiful lens to look through and a mirror reflection to see that money really isn't the source of happiness, because you can be creating with someone who may have a certain stature within society, and then realize that even having hundreds of millions of dollars doesn't make you feel any less lonely. So then how do you feel that loneliness?
Right.
And that's what kind of led me on the path of understanding that everything we want is really within ourselves. It's not an external journey. It's more of an internal discovery of just allowing yourself to sit quiet within your own thoughts. And then it may be a very scary place within your own thoughts, but then to be able to realize that we aren't our thoughts and to see them, and that's what meditation is, and allow yourself to separate yourself from those thoughts and then just feel that really beautiful feeling within yourself. And then from there, that's where all creativity really comes from. It's not, you're not actively trying to make something, it pours through you. And then by finding that discovery, that's what's led me to where I am now. And now these stories are coming out of being able to separate yourself from your mind, body, and realize you're not your ego, you're not your notion of self. Everything that society has told us who we are is not who we are. You're not your name, you're not your gender, you're not your age, you're not your sexuality. You are the light that's within you, and we're all the communal light within all of us. And then knowing that, you get to see every situation differently. It's from a much different perspective, and then you get to value every moment, every breath, every bird you see, every child's laugh you hear, and no matter what's happening, you get to realize that it's beautiful. And then that allows it's a cosmic shift in your reality. So it's really awesome.
Have you heard of a guru named Sadhguru?
No.
I kind of slowly follow his teachings. I'm not in it as much as some other people in my life, but a lot of the things that you're speaking of are a lot of things that he speaks of, and I feel like I'm having so many people put in my life currently that are saying these same values, and I'm like, maybe I need to start meditating.
Yes.
or maybe it's just everything's kind of divine timing. So every situation you're in is like that mirror reflection that you're supposed to be looking at within that situation. So if it resonates, then that's what you're calling it. And even before we were on camera, you're talking about your earrings and why you're called to it, and all that is just a deeper rooted purpose of why we as humans are here. Is because we are really divinity within ourselves, and I think coming to understand and realize that is the greatest secret that humans have been wanting to discover forever.
I completely agree.
We all pray to a God, not realizing that we are our God within ourselves, and that is just light. We are praying. We are just light.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
That is beautiful to then be able to have that mirror reflection. Then once everyone kind of realizes that, then the bells are ringing.
I know. I was just thinking that the bells are chiming. And
absolutely,
yes.
It's all divine timing. It's just noticing the cosmic cues is all. It's always there. It's just whether we want to acknowledge it, or be like, oh, it's an amazing coincidence that there's no such thing as coincidence. It's just whether you want to acknowledge that it's there or not. And the universe will continue to place you in those situations until you get to be like, all right, I'm floating in a cosmic river, and I'm going to surrender myself. The only way to truly be at peace with it is to surrender myself. I'm not going to actively swim in the opposite direction.
Right.
Yeah, you get to.
Yeah. So in line with all these beautiful things that you're saying, is you have a short movie out on YouTube. It's about 7 to 8 minutes.
Yeah.
The Fable of the Awakened Child.
Yeah.
Which you star in, correct?
I did. Yeah. It's very self-reflective, everything that I'm creating recently, just because it's like in the process of removing my ego, I realized that Jordan is a character, and you attach different notions to who you are as you continue to grow within this society. It's like at age 9, who are you? At age 12, who are you? At age 19, who are? And we're always changing. Energy is always shifting, so you're never the same. But then also that's why when you look into a mirror, it's like, what are you actually looking into? And it's like mirror work is beautiful too, to just look into your eyes for like an hour and just watch the notion of self dissolve. All of a sudden your face will morph into everyone you've ever known, or different animals and stuff, because it's really, we're just projecting something onto ourselves. So that's why I put me within this physical form within it, because I'm completely comfortable with allowing that to be just what it is. Just if you're an actor, you're not you on the screen, you're allowing something to channel through you while you're up there. So I made that actually just because I went to Minneapolis to make a video for a Loft Hotels, and creatively I wanted to do something else, so I took the leftover footage and did that voiceover, and it came out really beautiful. But now I'm working on a feature film which we're creating, which we're really excited about, and that's the first feature I've ever started to create, and it's I'm excited to see how that lives within a larger space too.
And currently you have a GoFundMe running, right?
I do.
And people can get out there. Guys, who doesn't want to be a part of this work? Like, come on, get it together. So if you want to be a part of that, just going to go to gofundme.com /, and is it Taylor Cut Film Movie?
Yeah. Taylor Cut Film Movie.
Taylor Cut Film Movie, and give this man your money, okay? To make these beautiful things that I think could possibly change the world, or at least the way humans look at themselves.
Yeah, I appreciate it. That's again the goal. Is I don't want to make money from it. It's just money is almost like in when you're playing Super Mario and you get the coins, and you get to then do stuff with the coins. And the universe rewards you with the coins when your intention is correct. And the intention behind doing this is the movie is called The Discovery of the Divine Consciousness, and it's very much how I, within myself, got to remove the ego of Jordan. And it's scary for a lot of people, because that's what you hold on to, is that notion of self. At the end of the night before you go to bed, that's like the last thing you're gripping onto before you kind of go into your subconscious, is like, okay, I am Jordan, I am a man, I am 29 years old, I was born in New Jersey, and all these things that society like programs to you at a very young age. And then you get to, through meditation or whatever means, yoga, whatever it is that allows you to strip all of that, you learn slowly that that's nothing. You're not a name someone gave you. This name, I'm glad I get to
you're the observer.
Exactly, the conscious observer within your own mind. So I'm equally feminine as I am masculine. I am equally light as I am dark. We are all the non-duality between all of those kind of notions, and then to strip all of that away is very much what the movie is about. And it takes place with a young child kind of having a conversation with his grandfather, and we learn after that grandpa is dying, and his Alzheimer's is starting to forget who he is and who his wife is. And it's like, who are we once we remove all of that? And then who we are is nothing. And by being nothing, we have the capacity to be everything, and then to be able to see how much beauty there is within that darkness of nothingness. And hopefully people can resonate with that, especially in a world where fear is pushed onto people so much. Like what's in the news is, there's shootings and car crashes and possible war and all that stuff, but at the same time, it's as polarizing and negative, it's also the most positive it's ever been. So we're the most liberal we've ever been, and movements of equality are the strongest that they've ever been. And it's, they can't exist without one another. It's allowing that to realize that and to find the beauty in all of that. It's an exciting space, so hopefully it resonates with people, and then it can allow itself to be consumed by people.
One thing I really love about your work is that it feels immersive. Even with the different camera angles you do, you were talking about the dualities. You feel like the person, you feel like the waves, you feel like the cliff, you feel like the wind, you feel like you're flying. When you're watching these, you get immersed in this world, and it takes over. And even the music, there's so much duality, using that word again. You know, in one particular piece, I was noticing that it sounded like you were in the city as much as it sounded like you were in nature. I wasn't sure I was listening to like the buzz of insects or the buzz of traffic. And it really just it just puts you in everything that you were just saying. It really helps get you into that mindset. Such beautiful work that everyone should definitely take a look at.
Appreciate that. Life is very ethereal in that sense. Like, even though we live in a city, we're surrounded by palm trees and the sky and nature and all of that, just what we want to perceive while we're within that moment. We can listen to the wind or we can listen to loud chatter, but allow yourself to almost be in the trance of what you want to feel. If you want to feel happiness, that's what you're going to see, and if you want to feel sadness, then that's what you'll see. But you can learn through either experience. It's just where you want to go on the journey.
You have a way of tapping into the spirit of the things that are around you. It's really beautiful.
Thank you. I just let it come out. I just don't try to control it at this point. Whatever beauty wants to come out, I'll let it. Yeah.
So when you're hired by, these bigger companies like Tiffany and Company, for example, are they pretty respectful about letting you do what you see fit for the product? Or, I mean, obviously you have to balance with whatever it is they're trying to showcase.
Yeah, I guess every company's different. Some, I do feel like these companies are moving, depending on who they are moving towards, they're understanding not only the social media space, but then this kind of organic is the way people are terming it now, but all organic really means is like true in its essence. It's that you're not trying to present something other than what it is. But those are preliminary conversations we kind of have, if it's something, a product that I'm already using in my day-to-day life, it's much easier. For example, I've worked with Bose a couple times, and it's when I'm listening to music, those are the headphones I use, and when I'm editing my videos, those are the headphones I use. So for me, coming up with a concept of what the headphones are isn't even something that is like, okay, let me think about this. It's like, oh, okay, when I put on my headphones, I get to be teleported. Yeah. This is a means as to why I get to not be in the reality that other people may perceive, because all of a sudden when the music starts coming through, what I'm seeing is completely different. What's being perceived is completely different. So then to be able to be standing in the subway and have all these loud noises, and then you put on the headphones and it's silent. Right. And then all of a sudden it then teleports you to being in an open field. It's like, hopefully that's what other people are feeling when they're listening to music, and if it resonates within me, then the chances are that it resonates with other people. So then I'll explain that to the brand, and if usually it's very aligned because it's true. Right. So they go, yeah, that's awesome, and they just want to, for specific brands, they'll be like, oh, we'll just have the logo in there, or some of them are like, oh, we don't even want to see the logo. So it's different conversations, but for me, it's always been a beautiful experience because we get to have that conversation up front. They're like, well, the reason why we're having this conversation is because it's aligned where it's at right now.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I even noticed, your videos that are for brands. Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed watching them. I didn't feel like I was watching a plug for something. I was going on this journey with like you and a beautiful girl, and she was going to get a Tiffany's, and it was amazing, and it was cool, and like it was snowing outside, and I loved it. I was going on the journey with you, and I didn't mind watching any of those videos, and I was like, this is a smart man right here. He knows what he's doing.
Well, hopefully it's more of what it stands for. When you give someone earrings or a necklace or a ring, it's like, why are you? Hopefully it's a symbolism of love or a memory. Right. So then it's letting that be the essence of the story, as opposed to look how much it cost and what it's made of and
how shiny this thing is.
Exactly, and more of like, how do you feel when you get this item, and then how do you feel every time you wear it? It's like when you're sitting there and all of a sudden you feel it on your ears, then it's like a time machine back to when someone gave it to you, and you're like, how did I feel when I got that? And allowing these trinkets or whatever because all of these external items really are just things that we use for like time machines. It's like,
you're absolutely right.
It's like, why do I have these rings? It's like, hopefully when I'm sitting and I notice, it's like, oh wow, like here's Buddha, here's a compass here, and these are the things that allow us to almost be the guiding back to
totems.
To the centering of who we really are, and then so being less consumed in like the need of getting to and that's what being a shopaholic is really. It's like trying to fill an emptiness and a void within yourself by spending money and hoping that having an expensive jacket is going to make you happy, because then it's by other people's happiness, by them being like, that's a really cool jacket, you look really good in it, you're like, oh thank you, and that's like feeding the ego as opposed to feeding the soul, and the soul is just allowing yourself to feel good with or without it, but then like having the reminder of why you really have it is like, oh, this is an expression of love, and now I get to remember that's an expression of love, as opposed to like focusing on something negative within that moment.
And really, these people should be buying your self-help inspirational videos coming to a QVC near you.
Not PVC.
Kidding. But one thing that I also think is great, when you guys go through his Instagram, not only are you seeing a beautiful image, but you write an equally beautiful narrative to go with it. So it's almost like a little journey that you can be immersed in. You know, when you
hopefully to give context, because I mean, a photo is worth 1,000 words, but for some people, if the photo is not what they're used to looking at, and there's a lot in there, and it may be because people now are very grounded in this kind of superficial reality where it's like a selfie or like something sexual or something that's very real. So when something more whimsical or fantastical or ethereal is presented to them, they might not quite resonate with it, but then hopefully reading the notion as to where it came from, that can give them some context as to what the image is really displaying, you know, if it's the notion of what the imagination really is or what dreams really are, or how we are just perception. And then, you know, through reading that, then that hopefully then they can have a completely different insight and perspective as to what the image is. And then writing a book right now too, that should be coming out hopefully by the end of the month. We're just working on all the cover
talk a little about the book. What's going on in there? What can we find?
It's called Forever in the Infinite Now, and there's other books as well that talk about being in the present, but I kind of approached it in a digestible way that hopefully for a younger generation, that each page really only has like 4 to 5 sentences on it, so it's very it's quick, and it's broken into 3 chapters: the mind, body, and the spirit, and how humans are the culmination of the mind, body, and spirit. So it starts with the mind, and the mind is very much the computer of the body. So it is very much like a computer like you use. It has an operating system, and the operating system is the ego. And we can remove programs and free up space, and we can completely delete the operating system and allow it to be the mind to be a servant of our spirit if we allow it to. And it kind of gives breathing techniques of how to do that, and then also just how to perceive your thoughts. If you feel like you're clouded in a sad thought, then how to acknowledge it as something as sad, and by the process of labeling it, you can see it as sadness and then turn it into happiness. And it gives kind of breaks down how the mind works, and then the body is, for lack of a better term, is almost like the hard drive. We store all the information within our body. There's muscle memory is real, and also aches and pains are real. If you have a pain in your right knee, that is it's way more metaphysical than just saying, oh, I must have tweaked my knee. Or if you have a cough or the flu, it's way more than that. It's something's not being digested, or we have blockages, and it's about how to do yoga to release that, or to acknowledge the fear and the pain, because pain is just the fear waiting to be turned into love. And it kind of taps into that and allows people to understand that and to reference it. And there's a portion in the back of the book too, like large questions you could ask yourself: what am I looking for today? What do I love most about myself when I look in the mirror? What do I see? And just things that they can hopefully use to kind of unplug from the matrix that we live in on a day-to-day basis.
I would like to say, if any of your films are made into a virtual reality film, I will pay the extra $30 to go watch it and be a part of it.
Yeah, you want to be fully submerged.
Yes.
That's awesome.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, hopefully it feels, I have mixed feelings about virtual reality, just because I feel like we already live in the 3D reality, and now we're tuning into something else that's another form of reality, and then we're going to, at a certain point, we're going to forget about all of this. But I hopefully, you know, within the films, or what we're watching within the screen, allows that to be immersive enough for then you to hopefully either want to create it yourself, or then to just appreciate what's actually in front of us, because this earth is really beautiful, and it's at a point right now where we're not exactly respecting it fully.
I completely agree.
So to be able to be like, all right, this technology is amazing, but hopefully we can just be in tune with like kind of the nature that's already here, and love it fully, and then hopefully
you just create such beautiful worlds that take you to all these far off places that exist or don't exist, and you're like, I want to be in it too.
We are. That's hopefully the goal, is to let people know that we're there already. It's just about tuning in, and then once you tune into it, all of a sudden you see it, you know. There's no difference between, it's just believing. That's literally the only, if you believe that it's beautiful out, it's beautiful out. Yeah.
Believing is seeing.
It is.
I have that written in my room.
Yeah, it's a beautiful reminder. Yeah, it really is.
And then you partner with, I only know Miss Kellen's World. You probably know his real name, which
Oh yeah,
doesn't matter.
Kellen Hendry.
And so when you partner together, so are you, like, what does he bring to the table? What do you bring to? Who's in charge of what specifically?
He's really talented at the digital photoshopping of it. He's a painter within a digital space.
Yeah.
So oftentimes it will be either I'll take a photo. Some of them are concepts that have already been kind of pre-constructed, and then I'll send him and say, what if we had stars there, and then we had a galaxy and a moon, and what if it's based off of the caption that we are nothing, and because we're nothing we're everything, and then it becomes very collaborative. And I think our pieces are so special together. It's because he has his form of expression and his colors and his notions and his skill set of how to do it, and then I have the concepts and the being able to take the photos on the ground and construct an image, and then when they meet in the middle, it becomes this entity that's much larger than both of us. And at the end of the day, it's removing the ego. It's like, I'm not making this image for me, and you're not making this image for you. We're making this image for the universe, so that way everyone can consume it, and then all of a sudden it becomes something much greater than both of us. And that's when it's really special, because then it resonates with everybody. It doesn't feel like we made it for ourselves.
Yeah.
And the products are stunning.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's fun. They're magical. It's nice.
They are. That's a great word for it.
Yeah,
magical.
Yeah, we're all wizards.
Hashtag we're all wizards.
We are. Yeah, Wingardium Leviosa.
I like that. So people should be aware the book is coming out. Will that be on your website?
It will be. It will live on the website. We might sell it through Amazon as well. But yeah, it's in the completion process right now, and then I'll post about that on my social media. So yeah, once the cover art and all that is completed, then we'll have it live. Yeah, we're allowing it to kind of come to fruition at its own pace, because we want. We have working with a beautiful designer Rebecca, who's doing all the images with that's special for each passage, so that way we allow all of these images so people can have something to look at while they're reading these words also, so allowing it to come to its own timing.
Yeah. And then people contribute to the movie, okay? Please do that, right? GoFundMe.com/Taylor Cut Film Movie.
Appreciate
Get
it.
Instagram is Taylor Cut Films.
Yes.
The whole shebang. I just think you're a super creative, interesting mind,
Thank you.
I think the world is really lucky to have you.
Oh,
So,
I appreciate
you're very
you.
welcome.
Thank you for
Yes.
saying that.
No
It's
problem.
such a pleasure.
Yeah,
having you on.
likewise. Thank you.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
So guys, please follow and support this man. He's definitely worth your time. We're going to take a really quick break, and we'll get back with our live performance, guys. So hang
Yay,
tight.
live
See you soon.
performance.
See you soon.
Awesome.
Hi guys, we're back.
Welcome back.
Look at our new coffee table. Hey, everyone on Facebook, our bodies still exist. We're not just floating heads. No. We've got Pontea with us, and we're very excited about her. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Hello.
Yes.
It's great to be here.
Yes, girl. So let's get into all things Pontea. Okay. So let's think. You went on tour. You ended in fall, East Coast tour.
I did. Yes.
How did that go?
It was empowering. That's
Love
the word
it.
I use
Great
to
word
describe
choice.
it. I booked it all by myself.
Way to
I
go.
flew there with all my instruments and
Wow.
my gear all by myself.
Yes.
Rented a car all by myself. I mean, just like everything was like just
Girl
me.
power.
Yes, it was. I have to say, I'm very proud of myself.
Good.
It was my first tour.
Yeah.
So it was very, very rewarding.
Yeah. Now you're like, I can do anything.
Literally, like I'm not kidding.
That's amazing.
That's how I felt. I was like, if I can do this, I literally
That's incredible.
can do everything. I was like, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, thank you.
And you had an EP that came out in August.
Yes, Unpredictable EP.
And how's that going?
It's going great. It's picking up some
Steam?
Yes.
Yep.
I love how, I think there's a flavor for everyone in
Yeah,
it,
yeah, something for everyone.
There's some dance music, there's R&B, there's down tempo, mid tempo.
Yes.
So I feel like everyone can relate to something, which I kind of pride myself in, because I feel I'm very eclectic.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a little taste into my life.
I like that, girl. Okay, so something I want to ask you about. Okay, this is a deeper question.
Yes.
So you have, a mixed ethnicity heritage, and you went to UCLA and you originally started like the stereotypical career path, be a career woman, but singing was always tugging at your heart.
Absolutely.
And so even though that's different than maybe what was expected of you within your culture, you still pursued singing and music. So how was that transition? Talk a little bit about like, give hope to those out there who could be going through the same thing.
She's like, let me get ready. Let me get started here. Yes, okay, so I'm glad you brought that up. It's still relevant in my life. You know, I come from a Persian Jewish background. The culture is traditional in that they want the women to either get married and pop out babies really quick.
Yikes.
You know, the families urge their women to become lawyers, doctors, or marry a lawyer, doctor, dentist, all that. And if not, marry someone rich. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's, you know, it's very, I'm not gonna lie, it is. So I've felt that pressure all my life. And it's been really challenging because I've never really felt like I was in that world.
Right.
I'm an artist, you know, I'm a creator, and pursuing music was something I had to do.
Yeah.
Because I did not have a choice.
Right.
But it wasn't easy. It was kind of like you just have to keep bursting the little ceiling one step at a time. You know, you have to like scratch at it because people keep trying to bring you back down to earth. And, you know, don't get me wrong, my family is very supportive of me. It's not like they alienated me. It's not that. It was just that the cultural pressure is very there. So I'm constantly fighting the women's role in our society. And the beautiful thing is that a lot of women in our society are doing what I'm doing, in that they're creative and they're breaking the bounds of what a woman is what we expect of women. And I'm very proud of everyone in my culture and my society, both the Persian side and the Jewish side. You know, we're a very small population, you know, because, you know, my family's from Iran, but we're also Jewish, so it's kind of like a clash of, you know, people think it's you know, we're all the same person. But yeah, I studied psychology at UCLA, got my BA. It was kind of one of those things where I loved psychology. I saw myself being a therapist, maybe like a sex and love therapist, something, you know, art therapist, something. Graduation was coming up, and I was thinking to myself, you know, I'm going to literally regret this the rest of my life. Like, I'm just, why would I can't imagine myself being in like a boxed room when I have a world of art to offer. You know, why would I do that to myself? It's easier that the other way, and I still fight for it, that it is easier. And I mean, everything has its challenges, of course. But this is just the world of the unknown. Like, you have no idea where life is going to take you with art. You just have to stay in it and focus and love it unconditionally.
But it really speaks a lot to who you are, that you made that recognition that it was going to be a life of regret before you lived it. You know, that way you can make the change. A lot of people wish that they could go back and do things differently, but you foresaw that and said, no, I'm going to do things differently now before it ever gets to that point.
I did.
So empowering, and shows the strength that you have to shed that life that you had been creating to create something new and fulfilling.
Absolutely. Thank you. Yeah. It's nice to hear it back too, because it gives me a sense of, you know, just groundedness that like I'm just in it. I'm in this, and that's a little bit of my story.
Yeah, no, I love that story. And very shallow side note here, folks. You have 36,000 followers on Instagram.
Yes.
Way to go, girl.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks.
And you've been putting little teasers out on your social media that you've got a new music coming. So what's going on?
Oh my God, I'm so excited. So I had Unpredictable EP, and now I'm working on just, you know, my favorite songs at the moment. And I feel like I've evolved in that, you know, maybe before I was kind of chasing a certain sound. And I wanted to, you know, fit into some sort of niche. And now I want to do whatever it is that I want to do. You know, like, without comparing myself so much, without saying, oh, well, I want it to be kind of more like this person. No. I'm done being more like this person. Like, I'm me. And there's so much that goes into me. And so
That's my new music. You know, it's
Snaps
yeah.
to that.
Oh, thank you. I'm so excited just to. How do I describe? It's like evolved.
Yes, absolutely.
Like Pontea 2.0.
Yeah.
I love
Pontea
that.
2.0.
I love that.
That's the name of the next EP.
Oh my god.
Pontea 2, yes.
That will definitely
it
go
is.
into my list of consideration for the. I like that.
That's amazing. So, if people want to be a part of Pontea's world, how can they find you, follow you, support you?
You can support me first and foremost on Spotify. If you have Spotify, that would be fantastic to click the follow button on Pontea. Instagram, I am Pontea. I'm on all social medias. I am Pontea. The E is silent.
Okay.
Don't wear it out. So that's on. Keep in touch with me, and new music's coming. I'm so excited.
It's coming. Okay, so I'm gonna raise the height of this microphone, guys, because Pontea's gonna stand. If you couldn't tell, and we want to be able to capture her amazing voice. So give us 1.1 seconds. Should have thought about this earlier, and I didn't. It's fine.
It's gonna be a quick transition.
We're all fine. Everybody's fine.
Your music is so fun. I was like bopping along,
Oh my
dancing, I was
gosh.
listening.
Yay! I'm so happy you liked it.
Oh, yeah.
I always love to hear people's favorites too. So if you had a favorite on the song, email me, message me,
Yeah.
Instagram me. Just let me know what you liked. That's because it's like, wow, that resonated with you. That's so cool.
I love
You know?
seeing people's comments
Yes.
on the music. You can see, like right at this mark, they're like, "Oh, I love that part."
Oh, I
It's
know.
awesome.
On SoundCloud
It's so
too,
cool.
right?
Yeah.
As I said, I know.
Yep.
SoundCloud's the best because you can comment, which is the best. I love that.
Okay, is there anything you want to tell us before you play?
Is
Wait.
there anything I should tell people?
She's gonna have to go first. She's not good here.
What song are you doing for us?
I'm going to do a new one. Or should I do one from the EP?
You do whatever you want.
Whatever's in your heart.
Okay.
The song in your heart.
Okay. Well, since my EP is out, you can go hear it everywhere on all platforms, whatever your favorite is. But I'm going to sing a newer one that's coming out in the next few months.
Okay, good
Exciting.
So it's called What You Don't Know. Okay, this sounds good. Oh, we're good. We're
Yeah, girl,
sounding
we're
good.
great.
Sitting in the silence, babe, an empty bottle in a smoky haze. I guess the timing's off. It's just another loss. Right now you're home, looking at your phone, contemplating if you still need me. The temperature is rising and falling. Why do we all fall down? And what you don't know is that I'm sitting here ready to walk away. If you don't wanna stay by my side, don't wanna play it safe, I wanna erase the face. Do you want me? What you don't know is I've been steadily ignoring, putting all these guys on hold. It's what you don't know, you don't know, you don't know. Is what you don't know, you don't know, you don't know. Confusion got us in a daze, and we both know it's not the first time. It can be another phase. I'm done hanging on this line. And right now you're home, looking at your phone, contemplating if you still need me. The temperature is rising and falling. Why do we both fall down? And what you don't know is that I'm sitting here ready to walk away. If you don't wanna stay by my side, don't wanna play it safe, I want it face to face. Do you want me? What you don't know is I've been steadily ignored, putting all these guys on hold. It's what you don't know, you don't know, you don't know. It's what you don't know, you don't know, you don't know. And what you don't know is that I'm sitting here ready to walk away. If you don't wanna stay by my side, don't wanna play it safe, I want it face to face. Do you
incredible.
Follow, support Pontea. What are you doing with your life? Get behind her.
What are you doing with your life already? Come on, follow me.
There's more where that came from.
Yeah, there's a lot more where that came from. Lots of different styles and sounds and yeah.
Well, we can't wait to be part of the journey, guys. You can be a part of it too. We're the Inside Noise Show. It has been another week. So sorry, Curry. We had to just bump. Sorry, guys. He wasn't here on time.
Show must go on.
The show had to go on, but we love Curry regardless. Thank you so much for Jordan Taylor Wright for coming in and like blowing our minds in a lot of different ways and layers. Big time. Thanks to Mixology for letting us inhabit this joint.
Yes, beautiful place.
And Pontea over here for tearing it up. I mean, and we'll be here next week, everybody. We'll see you guys then. Have a beautiful week.
Yay.
Bye, guys.
Bye.